Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday for us, and we spend pretty much every day at the pool at this point. So I'm coming to you with fresh pool hair, the hat, no makeup on the face, still literally in my swim clothes. Like, we're doing all the things. But I wanted to come to you and give you all this little training on how we prep for our busy seasons. Now, this is homeschool edition, but realistically, this could just be family edition. There's really only one part in here that has anything to do with homeschooling. It is just in general how we prep for like those super busy seasons. And we're not talking about one specific thing. So I actually struggled a lot with what to title this. This could be a family vacation. This could be a big event coming up. Like for us, it's our day camp week that's coming up, and I'll tell you a little bit about what that means for us in a minute. It could be something fun like a holiday or something that's coming up. So it really is all across the board. For us, it is getting ready to go into summer. And we do school year round. This takes a little bit of extra prep work on our part, but we would not change it for the world. And so that means when these big events come up, we have prep season. So we have a little bit of tweaking here and there to make the season go as smooth as possible. My goal is to help you not just survive the busy season, but to thrive through the busy season. I don't know, all the stuff that I just mentioned, the family vacations, the events, the holidays, our kids look at that and they get super excited. I know mine does. Mine looks forward to the different things that we're doing for weeks in advance. She's been looking forward to day camp for the last month and a half at this point. I look at some of those situations, and I know as moms, you're probably in the same boat as I am. We look at those and we think of the hundreds of things we need to do before the season gets here. And so, again, my goal is just to help you thrive through those and really enjoy them as much as your kids are enjoying them. So, if you're new here, I'm Tanya Johnson. I am the founder of Helping Hearts Homeschool, where I help parents and grandparents put the joy back into their homeschool journey while I help y'all make money on social media. Now, this particular training has nothing to do with making money on social media. I do have that linked on the blog if you want to check it out. But I'm very passionate about teaching people to show what they're doing in their homeschool lives because it's such an easy way to monetize. And like anything else, social media tends to get a bad rap, especially among Christians. I will say though, social media is just a tool. It's not good, it's not bad. It is however we choose to use it. So we focus here at Helping Hearts Homeschool on using social media in a God-honoring way to where, yes, we're utilizing the tool, but we're not abusing the tool, if that makes sense. So let's dive into today's topic, which is prepping for the busy season. I've got 10 tried and true hacks that I use when we have an upcoming season. And like I said, I'm going to use my real life as an example because we're in this season right now. So I'm using all 10 of these steps as we are going through this week. We're leading up to day camp. And if you don't know what day camp is, it's basically a VBS on steroids. Is how I kind of explain it to people. So instead of having your kids from, 2 to 3 hours in the evening, we have them from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it is a giant VBS. We've got lots of fun things going on. But as one of the teachers, it can be a very long week. And as a homeschool student, my daughter's not used to being in a classroom for how many hours that is, 9 basically. By the time we leave our house and we get back, we'll be gone for 11 hours every single day. She's not used to that kind of schedule, and we design it that way on purpose. As homeschoolers, we get to have that really flexible, flowing schedule where we're not stressed and we're not part of the rat race and we're not, running blind from here to there. So that week is probably going to be pretty taxing on her as well. So I want to do as much as I can to set us both up for success going through that week. So the first thing that I have on my list is making a list. I am simply making a list of everything I need to get done between now and day camp to make that week go really smoothly, but also the week when we get home go incredibly smooth. Now, for me, because I do work from home, I have a few extra steps on here that I am not including. If you are wanting those, you can go over to the blog and you can get the corresponding video that goes with this, which is planning for the busy season, work from home edition. This again is more the homeschool / family planning edition. I've got some tips for your kids on here That one gears more with like content creation and managing the business behind the scenes. Now, number two is giving yourself a prep week. Now, you may not need a whole week for this. You may need 1 or 2 days. It really depends on how long your busy season is. Now, these tips are designed to go into a 1 to 2 week busy season. If your busy season is going to be weeks or months long, yes, you can still use these tips, but you're probably going to need to tweak a few of them. So we're focusing on going into a 1 to 2 week period. So typically you don't need more than a 1 week prep period, which is what I have given myself. So during that prep period, I literally do everything on that list to make the transition to the busy week and then the transition home very, very easy. Now, steps 3 through 10 are in no specific order. They're kind of just all thrown in there. 1 and 2, you kind of got to do in order because you got to make the list to know how long your prep week needs to be. But then 3 through 10, you can kind of go, they're just tips. So number 3 is have the meal prep or meal planning before you get into that busy week. Now, usually what I do with my meal planning and my meal prepping is I will prep twice a week food that can easily be built upon. So I'll prep like all of our chicken, all of our steak. If we're having anything with like hamburger meat that week, I prep all of our protein, usually down on the grill because I like grilled food. And then I prep a bunch of rice and pasta with different sauces. So basically, I have like ready to go meals in our fridge for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We do a lot of bowls, a lot of, again, kind of build your own. So we're not technically eating leftovers, but like all of our components are made. Now, going into this busy season, I can't quite do that because cooked meals only last 3 to 4 days before, especially if you're doing like chicken, you definitely don't want to play around with eating that after the window is expired because it can make you really sick. And the last thing you want to do is give yourself food poisoning when you're in a really busy season of life. So what I'm doing so usually I will prep on Mondays and then I'll prep again on Thursdays. And that just works really well with our schedule. I do like a 4 day rotation. So going into the camp week, I don't have time to prep on Monday or Thursday because we'll be busy both those days. So I'm prepping on Saturday night, which means I'll be able to prep foods through Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, depending on what the food is. And so I'll have all of my meals for those 3 to 4 days. And then Thursday and Friday, and then Wednesday night will have to be crock pot meals, things that I can throw in the freezer and then pop out into a crock pot right before we leave. And breakfast will have to be more on the go breakfast, like bananas, muffins with a lot of healthy fiber in them, kind bars, basically anything, cheese sticks that we can grab and go in the mornings without having to really focus on making a lot of them. And I'll probably make up some scrambled eggs on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning and have those in there for like quick burritos or something like that as well. And then lunches for those last 2 days are going to be like sandwiches, things that we don't have to worry about heating up or making sure that they're still good coming that day. Now, I will say for the kids, lunch and snacks are actually provided. And it is a fun camp week. So they're going to have all the fun things to eat. Kind of what we've decided is I'm going to bring my lunch every day because I do want to stay on track with my PCOS. I don't want to feel like garbage by the end of the week. But we're going to let our daughter kind of enjoy the fun camp week vibe and all the food that they're giving. And then when it comes to the snacks, we are packing her snacks, but we've kind of told her, if it's something you really want to eat, go ahead and eat it. Everything in moderation. And again, we're reminding her by the end of the week, you're already going to be tired. You're already going to be emotional. If you have a lot of extra processed food in your system, it's going to magnify all of that. So typically keep it to maybe 1 to 2 sweet things per day. And you probably don't want to waste that on, ooh, they have a candy bar. Okay, but you have a kind bar in your bag. So yes, the candy bar might be a little bit more appealing, but wouldn't it be smarter to eat the kind bar and then later when they take everybody to get snow cones, you can enjoy a snow cone because that's not something that you brought an equivalent with you. So just kind of teaching her how to have everything in moderation and make those healthy choices when she's not with us without having that like iron force of, well, we're going to tell your teachers you can't have any sugar this week. So again, right or wrong, I don't know. You can agree to disagree with me there, and that's totally fine. We're trying to teach her how to have those healthy boundaries around food without fear mongering because we ate bad for so many years that now we're undoing a lot of things. So we don't want to fear monger, but we also want her to know that there are better options than some of the processed stuff that is common with what kids enjoy eating. Now, number 4 is communicating, specifically with your friends and family. So you have a plan. You know how long your prep week needs to be. You know how long your busy season is, obviously, and you realistically should be able to know, like, how much am I going to be able to get done during that time. So I had this conversation with my husband last week, actually, and I told him, I was like, this is what the busy season looks like. At this point, he knows that I have a plan of how to get things done, but it still helps if he knows the plan. So he knows, okay, prep week, she's probably going to be glued to her computer screen a lot more than normal. She's going to be less engaged with the family. Now, that doesn't mean the family goes to the wayside, but it absolutely means I'm not playing as many games, I'm not sitting down and watching the movies, because I am specifically trying to get the work done. Now, also communicate with my daughter at this point. She's going to help around the house a little bit more during prep week, and we're going to pay her a little bit more. But my husband knows, house-wise, it's going to be a little messier than normal. Our homeschooling is going to be a little bit more lax than normal. Basically, we're having my daughter keep the independent work, and we are tossing everything else out the window. So we're just doing core subjects this week: math, reading, writing. Some of those core subjects are staying, spelling. And then some of the more fun subjects, like the big science projects and the history boards, they're not going to be here this week. And that's okay. That's one perk of year-round homeschooling. Basically, clean laundry, a clean kitchen, and hot meals are the priority. Everything else is kind of on the back burner. And when I say clean laundry, I mean just that. It's clean. Doesn't have to be folded and put away. It could be in a basket in the laundry room, but it's clean. We make sure that we've got clean clothes to wear. And so my husband and I are on the same page with that. So when he comes home and I'm still sitting in the same spot, it's not like, oh, the living room's kind of messy and, do I not have any clothes hung up? Because he already knows what to expect. My daughter, same thing. When she asked for the 15th time, Mom, can we play a game? I'm like, no, honey, like, I've got to get the work done. She knows the reason we're doing it is not just because Mom's glued to her phone 24/7. I did that for a while. I'm very anti-hustle culture, and I am very vocal about it. She knows this is an odd week because next week we're doing nothing but fun and Mom's pretty much not working at all. So there's balance there, and the communication really helps everyone know what the common goal is. And then I also made sure they know that the Saturday when we get back, we're having a fun pool party with friends. So that's something to look forward to. It's going to be very relaxing. And then I made sure my husband knows the Monday and Tuesday after day camp, we are deep cleaning. We, meaning my daughter and I, deep cleaning the entire house, because it absolutely is going to need it at that point. So we have a plan in place. We've talked about it as a family, and we're all on the same page. Communicate. Number 5 is just deciding what school you're going to do. And we kind of already talked about that. There's not a right and a wrong answer as long as you're meeting your state requirements. And if you're doing year-round homeschooling, chances are you've already met those well before the busy season, or you have that worked into your schedule. So again, it's just 100% what you want to do with your family, and just make sure your whole family is on board with it. 6 is laying out the clothes, and I don't mean the night before. I mean like for the entire busy season. Now, if it's more than a week, you'll probably want to do it each weekend, lay out the clothes. But for our busy season is Monday through Friday, she's going to know exactly what she's wearing Monday through Friday. Now, ideally, you would use stackables like are what pictured on the screen. I don't have any stackables laying around, so I'm not going to go buy some just for this. I'm going to just hang her stuff up in the end of her closet so she knows Monday through Friday, this is what you're wearing. Now, this is also a little different than what we normally do because we have a camp week shirt. I think she only has one jean skirt that would like go with this shirt. So I think she's going to end up wearing a normal outfit on Monday because I think they get their shirt at camp on Monday. And then Tuesday through Friday, I think she's wearing the exact same outfit. I don't know 100%. I may look through and see if she has something else that she can wear with the shirt. We don't even know what color it is yet. So would have been nice to have a little heads up. Anyone from the department watching this, do better next year. Give us a little bit more of a heads up for the outfits. But it is what it is. And sometimes you're not going to be able to plan it out that far in advance. So we're going to, at this point, plan on wearing a couple jean skirts with the t-shirt. We know one day is water day, so she'll have a bag packed before we go into the busy week with all her stuff she needs for that day. And then on this hang up stuff, we'll have shorts, undershirts, and underwear and socks all hung up somehow to where she just has to grab and go each morning. The worst thing in the world is waking up late and having to rush to get out the door. But it's even worse than the worst thing in the world, waking up late and not being able to find your clothes. So we've been there, we have done that. We don't want to repeat that mistake. If we have a day where we wake up and have to rush out the door, that's awesome. Our stuff is going to be ready. We're going to be able to grab and go. And literally, we could get out the door in 15 minutes if we needed to. I hope we don't have to. I don't like being rushed, but if we needed to, you know what? We're going to be ready for it. Number 8 is practice saying no. Now, this is something that, again, you've got to be on the same page with your family. So when you're saying no to something that your kid's like, Mom, but that was going to be fun. I wanted to do it. Okay, this is why we're saying no, because we're going into this busy season, which you also want to do. Sometimes you gotta pick and choose. You can't do everything that comes your way. But as a mom, it's very easy to fall into that yes trap. It's very easy to volunteer for everything under the sun and then have that mental overload that by the time you get to the busy week, you're not even enjoying it. I had to practice this time. I've had this plan laid out for a couple of months. I knew I was having a prep week. I knew that I was going to need to make a list and get a whole bunch of stuff done. I knew that the busy week was going to take 100% of my focus, and I knew that we were going to ease back into life, which is another step I'm going to tell you about in a minute. A couple weeks ago, I got asked to help in an outreach event that they're doing as a summer kickoff with our church. Looks super fun, face painting balloon animals. My daughter absolutely wanted to go to it. And I had to say no. It is the Saturday before day camp starts, so like 2 days before. I knew at that point that's going to be my day to make sure that I'm getting my meals prepped and getting everything finished, having a quick clean on the house so we can go into that busy season confidently and without stress. And I knew being gone all day that day would just throw a huge wrench into my plans. So you don't have to give an excuse. You don't have to apologize your way out of it. You can just say no. No is a complete sentence. Now, you probably want to give a little bit of information if you want to be asked again. If you don't want them to think you're just not interested in helping. And if you're not interested in helping, that's fine. Just say no. But for me, I would have absolutely helped had I been able to help. So I just politely said, no, thank you. We already have prior commitments, but definitely ask me the next time something like this comes around. I don't have to explain what those commitments are, but I want to make sure that the leader of that organization knows, like, I absolutely would be interested in helping with stuff like this, but this is just not a good timing for this one. And again, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel guilty saying no when other people are saying yes and helping because I do everything I can to protect my mental health. And part of that is not overcommitting to things that I have no business committing to. Now, number 9 is easing back into life. So instead of getting back or getting out of your busy season and immediately hitting the ground running, take a day. If you took a trip, take a day to unpack and meal plan and order groceries and basically ease back into that schedule to where you're doing it again with no stress and no overwhelm. Now, if you're doing something like what we're doing at day camp where we're going to be away from each other the whole week, like I'm not going to see my daughter except before we get there and then at dinner table that night. It's going to be very limited. We're going to plan a fun day when we get back and we're going to have a pool party and we're going to grill out and play lots of board games. And we will have ample time to talk and spend time with each other and fill each other in on what happened during that busy season. So then just ease yourself back in and take as many steps as you can to where when you get back to the real life schedule, that it's not stressful and it's not overwhelming and it doesn't put a strain on your mental health. And the number 10, and 10 is probably the most important one out of all of these, that is keep your journaling, your devotions, your priorities in line when it comes to that morning routine. We as moms, it's so easy to throw our stuff out the window because we're always caring for other people. But I'm telling you, doing your journaling and doing your Bible reading in the morning before the chaos of the day starts will help the entire day go better. Having that quiet morning time will just set your spirits right for the rest of the day, regardless what chaos comes. Now, if you're someone you're like, man, I'd like to start journaling, I don't really know where to start. On the corresponding blog, not only do I have that really cool freebie pack for you that has all the tools that you need to keep the chaos in order, but I've also got a free journaling starter kit that comes in there and a video tutorial on exactly how to journal and how to maximize that time. So I'm excited because it has the journaling pages. It also has the sleep tracker in there. And then my favorite, I'm going to put it up on the screen, is the mood tracker. This is like the coolest mood tracker ever. I make all of these every month. I'm excited to use them, but this one I love because I love the beach. I get so excited to sit down and color in each item each day. And it just really helps you, again, take control of your mood and your anxiety and your attitude and all of it, and then record it so you can look back and say, okay, how well did I handle the stress of the busy season? And by the way, if you're someone that doesn't handle stress very well, maybe you need to have those seasons be few and far in between. And that's okay. Some people don't do busy seasons well. Other people thrive during that time. So it really is up to you, but it's a good way to track it. So I hope that this helped. If you are watching this and you liked this type of content, go ahead and consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when new videos pop up. It really helps my channel grow. I see you guys that come back week after week, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. If you liked these tips, go ahead and comment below which ones are your favorite. I would love to interact with you in the comment section as well. And then you can share this out to other homeschool moms or just moms in general that are going into the busy season of summer and help them learn how to not only survive the season, but thrive as well. So, again, definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, and I will see y'all next week.